All right, guys, let me give you a little bit of background about myself. All right, I'm 44 years old, and I had shoulder surgery a couple of years ago, but now I'm actually training with Empire Pro Wrestling to be a professional wrestler on top of this at my age. So I just want to make sure that my body can still hold up during all of this, because that's a lot of physical training going on at the same time. I've actually had shoulder surgery on both shoulders. This shoulder here was a decompression that I had to get done. And on this shoulder here, I actually tore my rotator cuff and ripped the bicep off the bone.
I'm gonna pull it up as your other hand stretches.
Okay.
You see it's going up my back.
Mm-hmm.
So you're relaxed in that left arm, and the right arm is doing all the work.
Okay.
Okay. You don't have to go up high. I want this arm to actually relax. You can just bring it down. Once you get there, I want you to hold it.
Okay.
Okay. So you can do that.
Right.
And just lean in. Look at that stretch.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Back out. I'm going to correct you just a bit. Okay, go in. So that stretch already?
Yeah.
Hold that. So let's do those. Once you do those at home, stretches you can do every day.
Okay.
Okay. You can do it twice a day if you have the time to do that.
Okay.
Once you do those 10 times for 10 second holds.
Okay. So.
Okay.
Hello, wonderful people. I am here again at Bodyworx Physical Therapy for my first full day after my assessment with Dr. Hawkins. So I'm about to go on and walk in here and see how this turns out.
Oh, Erwin, tell me how it went.
So I got good news and bad news. Wait, hold on. You say it was a safe space. Don't judge.
It's a safe space. I'm
So,
just knowing you. I'm not sure what's going to come out your mouth.
This is true. Nothing dangerous has happened. Okay, so I was doing the stretches at home and everything, and it was feeling loose. I did feel loose and everything, and I went to the gym like I normally do and work out. I may have got a little too cocky for my own good. I was doing some lat pull downs, the bar with the bench, and I was doing the lat pull downs. And as I went to pull down, once it slipped my hand, so I reached up to grab it, and I think it pulled me all the way up. So like when I lift now, when I get to certain spots, I kind of feel it. Certain angles, if I move, it just.
So it's more sore today.
Yes, but it feels almost like somebody's just poking me in a direct spot.
Where are you feeling that at?
Like almost like right up in this area here. It's like right there. It's not the shoulder directly, but it's like almost like right up in this area.
Okay.
I feel it when I lift up and everything. I feel it like.
Let me check
right
something
here.
real quick. Pull this forward. So I did this the first time.
Yeah, like that right there. I feel it. Yeah, it's like right up in that area. Like someone's like poking.
Okay. Then here. Hold that arm out.
Right.
Does that bother you?
No, but like I say, it feels like you're pushing more than you were able to push before.
Okay.
I feel like I could fight you.
Relax your shoulder. Hold right there. Don't push this down. Hold it up. Can bother you more.
I do feel that. Yeah, again, it's that same poke spot right there.
Like you might have did a little bit to that rotator cuff. The sprain. Not
okay, because I've heard horror stories about if you
a little
mess
bit
up.
impingement.
Okay,
So I want to which is what sometimes I gave you will help. But I want to see how you're doing. Make sure we're doing it properly.
Yes, because I will tell you when I do the back one, my arm kind of just sits there. It's a little hard to pull it off my back. Now maybe that's just because I've been cursed with all of this back here that's sitting on, but.
Well, the way you were posturing, your shoulder blade is kind of rolling forward. So that's why I was trying to get you to do your corner stretch. So I want to work on that too.
I can feel it.
And I'm going to do some manual work on you too.
Okay. So, you ain't about to fold me in half or anything, right?
I'm going to put you backwards.
All right.
Nothing you ain't going to see on the wrestling mat.
All right, well, this is true. So I guess I can't say that if I have a problem with that.
Okay.
All right.
Okay, you ready?
I'm ready.
Corner stretch one. I want you to, since you're hurting a little bit, I want you to keep your elbows below your shoulder level. So continue to do that one.
Okay. Now I don't think that'll be a problem because even holding it up like this, I mean, at some point the wall's doing most of the work holding me because it hurts just to keep it up there like that.
Okay. So long as when we get to the point where you're not having pain, we'll go up higher. But for right now, I want your elbows below your shoulders.
Okay, below my shoulders. Copy that. Yes. Okay, I can do that.
Okay. All right, so I'm just going to stretch you.
Okay.
Loosen your shirt a little bit. You tell me if I'm going into pain.
Okay.
I'm just going to try to stabilize your shoulder blade.
Okay.
You okay there?
Yeah.
I'm going to try to stretch it out enough to where you are level
All right.
from the other side. You know how we had you against the wall?
Mm-hmm.
And this side wasn't going all the way to the wall.
Ah, okay.
So I'm going to try to open it up a little bit more.
So what got you into physical therapy in the first place, Dr. Hawkins?
Well, my mom is in the medical field. She was a medical assistant. So I've always been like around the medical field.
Okay.
So I wanted to be in the medical field, but I never knew what part.
Mm-hmm.
And when I started shadowing people, I knew I didn't want to go into medicine as far as with pills and that type of thing. Diseases and all of that.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to then spend more time with people, so I wanted to help them out more directly, if that makes sense.
That does.
Be more involved in their care.
Yes.
And so it took me a long time to find physical therapy, to be honest with you.
Okay.
But once I found it, it just clicked for me.
Okay.
It just was something that I could be active in. Get to know the patient. Like I love like seeing the patient 2-3 times a week. Like we actually get really close.
I feel like you got to be family to a lot of patients here.
Definitely feel like family. Definitely feel like family. Which makes it hard when it's time to leave, because it's like, okay, we got to say bye, but we're like, I want to see you again, but I don't want to see you in here for you.
Yeah, exactly. Hurt, right? It's one of those, hopefully I don't see you here, but I see you elsewhere.
Exactly.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But it's rewarding to be able to see your efforts, you know, real time, and how you can help people.
I'm gonna tell you, if you get this range of motion where it needs to be, you stuck with me for life at this point. Especially with all of what I got going on. I feel like you'll be seeing me anyway.
I will be here. And what you doing with this wrestling thing now?
Right.
You don't need a therapist.
Probably. Look, I may get some of the boys in the back to come over here too at some point. Like, look, I got somebody.
Might need some pre-stretching, post-stretching,
You know, I never thought about that.
All of that.
Because I'll be honest with you, when I do my workout at the gym, I never really think about if I need to be doing stretching. I mean, I do, you know, a few little stretching exercises, but nothing fancy. Most of the time I just start with lightweight and then go from there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's stretching on your own is different than having somebody else stretch you.
Ah, okay.
So like if you're stretching, like say you were stretching your arm, you just go to stretch.
Yes.
Everything that's going, if you're tight in that scapula, that shoulder blade, shoulder blade's going, everything is going there, and it's not, you're not stretching and isolating different areas.
Now I'll tell you, when you do the up and down, like when I do stretching, there's always a crack and a pop that comes after every stretch. Yet when you're doing it, I don't even feel the cracks and pops, especially when my arm is high up. When I let it down, it's gonna pop or crack or something.
So right now I'm stabilizing your shoulder blade, so I'm not letting it go anywhere. So I'm wanting to stretch between where your arm and your shoulder blade are meeting.
Okay.
So it moves properly. So your shoulder blade shouldn't move until you get to about 120 degrees. Then it goes up.
Okay.
But if everything's tight, it goes up earlier. That's how you get those motions that are not proper. How you start getting some little bit of impingement when you have things, not just your shoulder blade, but when you have motions that are not moving like they're supposed to move.
Okay. And does Bodyworx have, you said I should do some pre-stretching and stuff like that. Sounds like prehab. You're saying that Bodyworx, do they have services for that? Say somebody like me, one of the wrestlers could come in and get, I guess, pre-stretched before the show or something?
Programs, we have stretching programs where you have so many per week, depending on how much stretching you need to do.
Okay.
2 or 3 times a week.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, we can set that up. Depends on what your needs are.
Okay.
How's that feeling?
Scary good. Like, it almost feels like I got a new arm a little bit. Like, there's still that tightness from working out that we talked about. But I guess because you're doing the stretching, I'm not using it, I don't feel it as much. I find Now, if you let go that arm, I may feel it.
Mm-hmm.
That's the biggest thing. And I guess is that because of whatever I did?
Yeah, like
Okay.
you strain some muscles.
Okay.
When muscles are getting strained, then that's when you're gonna get some compensation, and that's what you're getting right now. So like when I'm trying to move you here, it's super tight.
Yeah.
So it's not really stretching your muscle, I'm stretching your capsule. That's around the joint.
Okay.
It's pretty tight. So I want to make sure that capsule that's around the shoulder is open enough so nothing is compressing down on the joint, the muscles, the nerves, blood vessels, all of that. We want all of them to have plenty of room to move around in. So when everything is all tightened down, that's when you start getting some of that pain.
And is that where sometimes you get the weird tingle feeling? Like your arms asleep or something like that?
On that nerve, yeah.
Ah, okay. Because I've definitely noticed that there was at least one night where it almost felt like my arm was going to sleep, but in waves, if that makes sense.
Yes.
Where it's like, what is going on? Why is it always feeling like that? It was like maybe an hour. It felt like that.
Now, I don't know. This is you put me to work right now. I'm about to come out my jacket.
That's my fault. I mean, it is a heavy hand. I'm trying, but this is tight.
It's tight. It's super tight right here.
And I'll be honest with you, I wasn't able to do rehab like I was with this shoulder. That was a decompression. I had the surgery and immediately moved. So I never did I did one rehab session.
One?
One rehab session. Never had the time or found a place.
Super tight.
Yeah.
Like the muscle is tight, but the capsule is much tighter.
Well. Okay. Now, is this one of those things where like chiropractors, where do chiropractors come at in all of this?
Chiropractors have a different philosophies in some things. So there may be, like we think of chiropractors, we're going to think of the spine.
Yeah.
But there are chiropractors that do the extremities and all of that. And so it kind of depends on what you are looking for.
Okay.
So if there's some malalignment in your spine that's affecting your joints, they can address those things. But you got to always do your exercises, which is more your physical therapy part. Because you have to maintain what they release. So they can do that, those adjustments and help you. But if things are tight, you got to go back and get another adjustment. Right. So you got to do your exercises in between that.
So should I just assume that these exercises that I'm doing are now with me for life? Like,
yes.
Even when I work out, do these in the morning, twice a day is what I'm doing?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep. A lot of pain in the front, trying to keep the muscles and the tissue that's in the front of your shoulder from being compressed on.
One thing I did learn is apparently the shoulder doesn't really do anything. It's the muscles around the shoulder that holds everything. I never knew that until I went through this.
Yep. Yeah, it's all, everything, the muscles are controlling everything. Let me pick it up for me. Okay. Yeah, that, when you hear the rotator cuff, head of the rotator cuff. Yeah. Because it's kind of like a cup. Those muscles are all wrapped around that joint. Making that shoulder move how it's supposed to move.
I can definitely tell you this. I felt like I was part of a secret society because you can spot a person wearing that little sling and that pillow from across the room, and you just know what it is that they've been through.
You gonna say how long you been in for?
Absolutely.
How many weeks out are you?
And ask him if he has a wedge pillow, because that was my friend.
Yep.
It was recliners and wedge pillows.
And they make a difference because you can't take that pressure on your on that joint.
Huge difference.
If you lay it flat, it's going to be super painful. If you sleep in the incline, that makes it feel better.
Yeah, that myself feeling up in that area.
I'll look in the rest. I want to see if I can get you up
That's
there.
All right, I get it. Yeah, I pretty got a high pain tolerance, so I'll try to take it.
So we do have a option of doing some imaging
Okay.
on your shoulder.
Okay.
To kind of see, just to let you see exactly what's going on and why you're having that pain.
Okay.
It's called musculoskeletal ultrasound.
It's like an MRI, like I gotta get
Kind of like MRI, but you don't
have.
have to get in a big machine. It's just a device that gets scanned over your shoulder.
Really?
And so it can tell you exactly what's going on, tell you what you're doing that's making that pain.
Mm-hmm.
And so you know what to work on.
Okay.
Lets you know what you should be focusing on and what you should be avoiding.
Now, what's the difference between that and the traditional MRI?
So the MRI, you're still.
Okay.
So you're gonna be in a big tube, arm still, nothing's moving. You can't move an MRI. But the musculoskeletal ultrasound, you can do it while you're moving, so you can actually see what your emotions are doing, what your muscles are doing while you're doing the motion.
Okay.
So you can actually see, like, when you do this motion, why did that hurt?
And why is that tight or something like that?
So it can tell you exactly what's going on, so we know exactly what to work on. Make sure we don't miss something.
Man, I wish I would have known that way back when.
So if you're interested, we can have that. We can have a scan your next visit, just to kind of see, just so you are aware of what's going on.
Oh, no, absolutely.
Be well informed. I don't imagine this will be the first time you have some pain.
I don't think I will. I think I think you and me are about to become BFFs.
So you can actually, you can probably tell you if you have any scar tissue or anything in there.
Okay.
And so knowing that that's something you need to work through.
Okay.
That tells exactly what's going on. Residual from your surgery, because you don't know what has happened since you had that surgery and why you have some of that tightness all this time. So
should I limit the workouts maybe to just, so many times a day, or?
The only limit I would say is don't go overhead.
Don't go overhead for now.
Things from going overhead. So no lap pull like you were doing.
Okay.
Everything below shoulder level.
Okay, no bench press, anything like that?
You can do a bench press.
Okay.
Just nothing overhead.
Okay.
Nothing above your shoulders.
Got it.
Okay. How's it feel?
Actually, pretty good. It's kind of scary. Oh, there it is. That was that sound I was talking about. That's the sound I'm used to hearing.
Get that more stabilized.
You know what upset me the most in all of this? I didn't get an arm like Bucky from the Winter Soldier. I just wanted that robot arm like he had. I just knew this was it. This was how I was going to
You're going to get the robot arm.
Yeah, that's all.
Super strong robot
That's all I wanted. The one really strong arm.
So you can wrestle with it.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Anything I can do to get an advantage.
All right. Okay. We're good with that.
All right. First therapy session is in the can. I gotta admit, again, the culture of that place is amazing. If you haven't had a chance to check out Bodyworx Physical Therapy, it is unlike any other physical therapy place I've went to. Dr. Hawkins was very informative. She shared everything when we were going along the way. I never felt like I didn't know what was going on at any given time. Even when I was nervous about her stretching out my shoulder, she made me feel at ease, and I didn't feel any pain the whole time, despite what I got going on. She's recommended that I get a musculoskeletal ultrasound. I'm looking forward to seeing what that's like, because I've had an MRI before, but I've never had a musculoskeletal ultrasound. It sounds like it's basically a mobile MRI. So I'm kind of really looking forward to seeing what that's like and seeing what the injury is going to be like actually while moving, and seeing exactly where it's going to be causing that impingement or that pain or everything. Other than that, I will see them in 2 days for that ultrasound.